and thanks for joining me. In this little video, I wanted to take you along to Iznik, Turkey. I've made a couple videos before on Iznik, but seeing as it's summer, I thought it'd be nice to take a ride through the mountains and get some fresh air, and since Iznik is known for its agriculture, we can see what's growing. I hope you enjoy. I think what I like most about going to Iznik is the drive that we take through the mountains to get there. There's very little traffic and the views are beautiful up here. Plus, it almost never fails that we see herds of goats and sheep being walked down the road. And I find these to be so cute to watch, and I'm always amazed at how well they stick together in their little group. Iznik is located at the base of Lake Iznik in the Bursa province, and the area is surrounded by fertile fields used for farming. The small villages we drove through were busy with farmers on their tractors and crates of fresh-picked fruit being loaded into trucks. Especially popular for growing here are peaches and nectarines, and when we visited, they were all ripe for the picking, and it was so lovely to see the trees just full of these fruits. In addition to peaches and nectarines, there also are plenty of fields of olive trees, grapevines, cherries, and much more. Next, we headed to an ancient obelisk. Some of the roads we wanted to take to get here were closed, and when asking for directions, these two nice gentlemen working in their field offered to show us the way since it was nearby, which was really kind of them. This ancient obelisk is quite the sight to see in the middle of a field surrounded by fruit trees. It's located about 3.5 miles from the city along what was once a route from Iznik to Izmit during the Roman period. And the 12-meter-tall obelisk stands upon the tomb of a member of a prominent family of the time. And on one side of the obelisk, you can even see various crosses etched in, which apparently were made by pilgrims passing through the area. After arriving in town, we took a little walk around, And as I've mentioned in previous videos, Iznik is probably best known for its tiles. This art form goes back centuries, and you'll find plenty of ceramic shops in the area selling all sorts of goods. I enjoy doing a little window browsing, but I have yet to buy anything. Maybe one day. We were getting hungry and stopped into this restaurant just opposite the famous Hagia Sophia, and it was a Locanta-style restaurant where you kind of get to pick which items you want after seeing them on display. And we tried a variety of foods to share, like moussaka and mashed potatoes, nohut with rice, a plate of pickled veggies, a fried eggplant yogurt dip, some jajik yogurt dip, and some lentil soup. The food turned out to be really great at this restaurant, and it was nice and clean, which I always appreciate. I definitely recommend it if you're ever in the area and want some home-cooked Turkish food. Plus, the view of Hagia Sophia across the road was nice to take in. And I've shown it in more depth in a previous video, but Hagia Sophia is an ancient church built in the 4th century, and it's of importance to Christians as the Nicene Creed was created here. We visited Iznik on a Wednesday, which happens to be when their large farmers market is, so we couldn't pass up the opportunity to have a look and stock up on some produce. Usually at the markets, in addition to the regular food items, they also sell various household goods and even clothing. I'll be honest with my review of the farmers market though. I guess because we were in the heart of where so much produce is grown, we were expecting to see lots of fresh local items, but to be honest, there really wasn't much. In Dacia, for example, which is much smaller, there are so many small booths from farmers in the area selling goodies from their gardens, and the variety that they're able to provide is actually really impressive. But this market didn't have such a wide selection. We thought for sure there would be tons and tons of peaches and nectarines available, since we could see on our drive-in that they were ripe on the trees. But there were just a handful of booths selling them. Luckily, we found a couple small booths with some, but we later realized that we would have had better luck stopping at some of the roadside produce stands driving in that had fresh goodies from their own crops. Iznik, formerly known as Nicaea, is a fortified city, and there are still remnants of the roughly 3 miles worth of walls all around it. The city was important for the Romans and Byzantines, and was even briefly the capital for the Ottomans. One of the gates that remains here is Lefke Gate, located on the eastern side of the city, and it was built during the time of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. And it's said that nearly 2 meters of the gate actually still remains underground. Along the drive back, I kept thinking about the nectarines that we had picked up at the market earlier. So when we saw a roadside fountain, we had to pull over to give a few of them a nice wash so that we could enjoy them right then and there. And they didn't disappoint. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this little video of mine. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks!